Breaking news, another pursuit, this one involving a stolen vehicle.
Once again, Desmond Shaw live in SkyCal. Where is this, Des?
Well, we are in the San Gabriel Valley now, Pat, and Ruta Bay eastbound on the 10. We are going underneath the 605 right now, definitely in some heavy traffic, and the suspect is taking every opportunity they can to squeeze by on the right-hand shoulder. There are quite a few LA County Sheriff's Deputies units behind them. They may get CHP involved now because it's been on the freeway pretty much the entire time that we have been tracking this, is the flyover lane there from the South 605 to the north, or rather the South 605 to the East 91 kind of gets in the way. There we go. So a lot of heavy traffic here shuffling through that interchange. Really not unusual. They've been on the right-hand shoulder. Look at that, just squeezing right by that Foothill Transit bus. And you see up to 90 miles an hour right now with all the slow traffic right next to him. You know, if someone tries to cut over to the carpool lane or something like that real quick, this could end pretty badly. So, yeah, we'll see if the sheriffs actually even back off this a little bit. But they are overhead. It's the same helicopter that was just overhead that other pursuit that came. But they are overhead. It's the same helicopter that was just overhead that other pursuit that came to monitor this one as well. So I heard about it in the western San Gabriel Valley. I think we first heard about it around the 10 at Del Mar, I think is where we first heard it. Been on the freeway pretty much the entire time, and pretty desperate suspect here in a little economy car, a Kia Forte with some
nice
graphics there on the side, kind of helping it stick out like a sore thumb here, Pat Ruta Bay, Mike.
Yeah, this is just so doggone fast, and going by those the heavy vehicles. Those, did it hit the median there?
He scraped the median for sure. That median kind of stuck out where there was a pole, and he definitely scraped that. CHP is actively trying to get into place, and the watch commander for sheriffs has allowed their units to stay in it until CHP can take it. But, you know, unless those patrol cars are going to drive like this, which I don't think they are, they're going to have a hard time getting in place.
Boy,
the swap paint, you saw some of the, looks like a mirror there went off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know,
it might have been. Yeah, look at that. He busted his mirror. He busted the other person's mirror. They contacted pretty badly there. Yeah, I mean, there's almost no space here on this right-hand shoulder. So you get next to like it almost looks like he's actively scraping against it. Might have, ran over some junk there on the shoulder. That's always another risk there of these suspects whenever they want to drive in the center divider or on the shoulder, where all of the leftover stuff gets swept. And,
oh, dear.
Boy.
Oh, wow.
This is really crazy. And this is just an economy car here as well. I mean, the way that this guy's driving it in this heavy traffic, it could lose control pretty easily. Frankly, pretty lucky that he hasn't already.
And the other cars on the freeway here in this dense traffic, they're just really captive. There's nowhere for them to go. And just such close calls.
It almost looks like the vehicles are standing still, but they aren't. I mean, they're actually driving. But this vehicle here, this guy is going so fast and so reckless, almost like he really doesn't care, even about his own safety, the way he's been going in and out of traffic like that.
Oh man.
Look at this.
Now, let's see what he's going to do with his poor semi right here. Yeah, well, at least he left a little bit of space to get by relatively safely there. But, yeah, I mean, this is definitely some crazy driving. I mean, so reckless and in this rush hour traffic. And, you know, is there something else going on with this suspect that's making them this desperate? Because it really is a very desperate attempt to try to get away, just hauling 80 miles an hour. He's been in the center divider almost the entire time. You're going that fast, you're not going to be able to see anything that pops up in front of you, where Caltrans sweeps everything over to the center divider. It's not even really, it's barely even a lane's length there between the carpool lane and the divider wall. So this is super nerve-wracking to watch. And yeah, like you said, Pat, everyone looks like they're at a standstill. This guy's at 100 miles an hour passing slow traffic going, less than half the speed. If he slams into one of those, it would be like hitting a brick wall at like 50, 60 miles an hour.
Mike, you were going to say, it's interesting. Obviously, they're not on his tail. We know that for sure. Right, that they're not following.
And that's intentional. The Baldwin Park sergeant has asked units to not get right behind him because of the heavy traffic and the way that they would have to drive. I mean, in order to keep up with this guy, you have to drive like this guy's driving, and that's obviously not safe. So right now, the sergeant wants the Baldwin Park units to be in the area, be around, but they don't want them to get right behind the guy. They want the airship to kind of track it and be involved in it. Once that cleans up a little bit, they may. Sorry, it sounds like one of the ground units did just see him pass him. But maybe once this cleans up, traffic's getting a little bit lighter, they'll let them be in pursuit. But heavy traffic at 100 miles an hour, it's 5:30 in the evening. That Baldwin Park sergeant wants them to be around, be in the area, but not be driving like this person is.
And you just wonder if there's someone else in the car. You hope not.
Yeah, we did hear originally that they believe there's only one man in the car, a male driver here. Obviously, it's dark in there, so I don't know, how close those officers were able to get to verify that. But they did initially believe that there was only one person in the car here. And he's got his window down, huh, Des?
Yeah, windows down. Well, I was going to say we'll see if we can get a view in, but kind of tough. We're just kind of keeping pace with the suspect right now. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure they lost their passenger side mirror, so that's going to hamper them a little bit, especially with the way that they're driving, zigzagging out of lanes, the way that they are. So we're coming up over the Kellogg Hill. We're on the uphill side right now. We'll be coming to Cal Poly Pomona and a very busy 1057-71 interchange. So there's quite a bit of traffic getting through there on any given afternoon, especially if you go southbound 71. That would be pretty bad. But the eastbound 10 has a tendency. I'm trying to look ahead. It actually doesn't look too bad at the moment, kind of surprisingly here. I think it's improved since they added this carpool lane that now extends into the Inland Empire. But yeah, up to 90, 100 miles an hour, even on that right-hand shoulder. This is getting a view here into the driver's side, just kind of laying back with one hand on the wheel and just cruising like this isn't even that big of a deal. But
yeah,
at least he's got those graphics on the side of the car is going to help it stick out and differentiate from other vehicles. If law enforcement wants to re-engage, it'll be a little bit easier to track this guy.
And you said stolen vehicle, so cruising like it's his vehicle, and it's really not. If this is stolen, and if I'm watching this, boy, I'd be pretty upset knowing that my car has already been damaged.
Yeah, and we got to mention it's a Kia, and we know that so many stolen pursuits are Kias and Hyundais, and that's been really just an epidemic, especially in Los Angeles, with how easy they've been to be stolen. I know that's something that the Kia brand was working to correct with immobilizers and whatnot, but still clearly an issue here. And yeah, so we're continuing. We're going to be coming up to the 1057-71. Keeping it to the left, which would continue to the eastbound 10, and that'll start to take us into San Bernardino County once we get through Pomona and Claremont. So that's the way we're trending, but definitely subject to hit some more traffic as we get into the Ontario area and the 15. Anyone who commutes knows how those eastbound drives go in the afternoon in Southern California. They can get pretty rough at any given time, and at least we're not seeing the suspect drive in the center divider right now, because that was especially dangerous.
Oh, there he is. There he goes, back in the center divider. And this car is low to the ground. He's going over 100 miles per hour. You think about covering this much ground on the freeways. There's always, usually something on the freeway that's fallen out of a vehicle or, been brushed aside by an agency, a city agency or a county agency. And you just think if he hits one thing, even on the ground there, it's just such trouble. So risky.
Well, right now, the way he's driving, we're worried about him hitting another vehicle, for goodness sakes. Didn't you say he sideswiped? We tell that he sideswiped another car. He traded paint. Yeah,
he definitely did, and he knocked the other car's mirror went flying up into the air when they hit it, and it damaged his mirror as well. So extremely unfortunate for that person just trying to get home from work. Now they've got some insurance messiness to deal with, but you see, so we are starting to hit some of that traffic around the Fairplex, and now we're over to the right-hand shoulder. A lot more space on the shoulder than there was in the center divider, but still super crazy driving here, and no one directly behind the suspect. So, kind of like the last suspect, they definitely have a lot of a big, leash, a long leash, so to speak, from the units on the ground. But the helicopter overhead is keeping everyone apprised of their location as they pass through multiple agencies here. And still didn't hear if CHP was going to take this over. I mean, they were requesting that back when we first heard about this one. But
and Des, they're talking about it on the beige now. The Rancho Cucamonga office is talking about it. They're trying to see if they can get some of their units in place. The Baldwin Park sergeant wanted to monitor it, wanted units in the area, but didn't want them to actively chase it because of all the heavy traffic. But this sounds like the beige in Rancho Cucamonga or the Motor Cucamonga office of the CHP may be starting to get in position to do it, because now we're we'll be crossing into San Bernardino County here pretty quick.
Oof. That was a close one.
All right.
Yeah, we're trying to see how he's going to navigate. So as traffic gets not as busy, go ahead, Desmond. I didn't want to step on you.
Motorcycle cop! Look at that!
Yeah, that's interesting. I did hear them just say that they were getting engaged, but I mean, we'll see how long that lasts. Obviously, that is super dangerous for a motorcycle officer to try to keep up with the suspect. So maybe that's just a temporary measure until they can get some cruisers in place. But they are hanging back there. Obviously, they're very nimble as well, but they're going to be loath to drive on the center divider there, because it's even more dangerous for them if they hit any kind of debris that is in lane. So kind of a dicey situation there. But CHP looks like they are trying to get involved one way or another, as we're back squeezing by in this narrow center divider to evade all this traffic and try to get some space between them and that motorcycle.
And you can see it from that vantage. You can see it kind of like wobbling back and forth as he goes over those ridges and the divider and switching between lanes and that speed. It just looks, the whole situation just looks so precarious and unstable.
Well, and you see the people that he's passing, like, last second realize what's happening and try to get out of his way before that happens. I mean, it's you see this coming in your rearview mirror, and, hopefully there's nobody next to you. There's a little bit of room with those solid whites, but there you see every car kind of does the same thing. So that motor unit that's behind it is from their inland division. So it is from the San Bernardino County area. So he's going kind of back to where he is. So he'll stick with it. As Des said, they are trying to get some, patrol vehicles involved. But motor unit can be a little bit more nimble, be right behind him, though
sure
it
is.
makes you nervous.
Yeah, it does make me nervous for that motorcyclist.
Look at that.
Well,
you got the
now
black
he's
truck
kind of-
trying to block him a little bit
He's
there.
kind of stuck.
Yeah, I mean, anytime we have, motorcycle, you just get so nervous, because if they have to just, obviously, they have got to have very, very quick reflexes for whatever sudden move the suspect tries. If they slam on the brakes and that bike doesn't have enough distance behind him, that is going to be a terrible ending. So you have to imagine, even as well trained as CHP is, this is just a very nerve-wracking situation for the motorcycle unit to be the lead unit that is pursuing the suspect right now. But they are keeping up. They are definitely letting the suspect know that they mean business. I mean, sometimes we do, we see these stolen vehicle pursuits get away with certain agencies, and other times they decide they want to be really aggressive about it. And CHP definitely is right now with the one type of vehicle that would be very capable of keeping up, but it is a risky situation for everyone involved right now.
Yeah, even the other vehicles on the road, you have to be concerned about how they would react. Already being nervous because you've got this guy driving as crazy as he's driving. That one wrong move from another motorist, not on purpose, that could cause a problem for a motorcyclist.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they could almost, we've seen CHP do spike strips on the freeway before, and the way that the suspect's been keeping to the center divider, you wonder if, there could be some kind of opportunity for something like that, and where the rush hour traffic could actually be beneficial. Some of the most successful ones we've seen on freeways have been in rush hour traffic, where they're able to stop all the lanes and almost kind of even like use them as a shield, and then unfurl some spikes in the center divider. And, the way the suspect has been driving, that he's willing to do that to get away from traffic. It's just an idea. We definitely haven't heard anything like that at this point. But
look at
that.
Is that what
this motorcyclist is definitely dauntless here.
It's just, you just have to wonder what his plan is. Where is he going, and how does he expect this to end, this driver?
Yeah, and he's got to know that they're serious. I mean, if you got a motor cop chasing you, I mean, they're not going to let this go, especially now that we're in the IE. We know that the Inland Empire law enforcement agencies are definitely, less willing to let these chases go, these things go. And this is a stolen vehicle. I mean, it's a decent want for them to chase it. And especially now the felony evading, he's swapped paint with a couple cars and lost his mirrors and all of that. So, I think as we get further into the Inland Empire, now they're talking about, they're getting 911 calls now about people that were hit by him back in the
people. So more than one.
Wow. Back in the Baldwin Park area. So now they're trying to have some units go. Obviously, they need to take crash reports and do all of that. So Yeah, they're talking about being a hit and run, possibly related to this chase. So, it leaves a path of destruction when you have chases like this, especially this person that's willing to just squeeze through any small space, whether they fit or not.
What a mess.
Yeah, you wonder how far. Well, obviously we always think about the gas situation, but
Yeah.
this motorcycle officer, man, I mean, he's pretty brave, I would say. That's pretty gutsy.
For sure.
Right?
And we don't see it often. I mean, this is not, we don't see motorcycle officers be involved in these pursuits very frequently. I mean, this is the right, vehicle for the job at this point, the way he's kind of maneuvering into some of those tight spaces. But it's not very common that we see this. I mean, especially, look, we're at speeds of, 120, 100, over 100 miles an hour right now on that motorcycle, which is, it's a very skilled motorcycle officer that's on that bike right now.
No question about it. And just one, from what we can tell, right?
Yeah.
Just one officer.
Those speeds are just terrifying, though,
For sure.
with so many people out right now.
Hopefully now that, traffic appears to have lightened up a little bit, hopefully they'll be able to get a patrol vehicle in this soon, and that motorcycle unit can back out. I mean, we're into Ontario now. Upland, Ontario area. We'll be coming up on the Ontario airport here soon. So, hopefully they've got units that are standing by here on the 10 that can jump in position and get involved in this as well.
And he's just been flying by so many different jurisdictions, right, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. So LA Sheriff started this back in Temple City. So we went through East LA CHP office, we've gone through Baldwin Park CHP office, and now we are into the Rancho Cucamonga CHP office. And then I think once we get east of the 15, we'll be into the San Bernardino CHP office. So we're certainly moving through a lot of different, offices for the CHP, but they're calling ahead. We're listening to that radio traffic. They're trying to get people in position. It's difficult when this guy's going at the speeds he's going to try to maintain any kind of connection, meaningful connection with getting behind this guy.
And he has not made an effort to get off the freeway. I haven't seen that, at least as far as Desmond has been over this pursuit.
Yeah, started on surface streets because it was Temple City Sheriff that tried to stop him, but then jumped on the 10, and he's been, content eastbound on the 10
Still on the
from
10.
the start. Yeah.
I'm thinking, how would they even, you can't necessarily stop traffic above or can't ahead of this car?
Well, so that's what they had that one time, and I think it was the 110 freeway coming up out of the harbor area, but they did that. They ran a traffic break. It's hard here because you got two HOV lanes that are split, and it's not as simple as it is,
But that's what you would usually see a motorcycle officer do.
Yeah, but they did do that once before where they ran a traffic break, they stopped everything but one lane. Here you go, here's a patrol car, that's good. So you force the suspect, into the one lane, and then you lay a spike at your brake, and that's what they did last time, and it worked really well. I'm trying. Oh, look! I just lost a tire. They just said, Des. So we saw it rolling away there.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw that in the roadway. So it might have been the rear passenger side that fell off. I mean, I would not be surprised at all if they kind of self-spiked themselves with all the driving in the center divider that they've had. I mean, who knows what kind of condition the tires were in, but. We'll see if we get an opportunity to see the other side of that. But that is, if he did lose a tire, then that is definitely going to change the character of this pursuit. It's going to be awfully hard for him to continue those speeds that he was up to. Yeah, let's see. And this might be because the car is waving the white flag there. I mean, we saw up to 130 miles an hour there briefly as he was trying to get some distance with that motorcycle. And in that center divider, we got nails, we got sharp metal debris, all kinds of stuff that could be in that center divider, and not at all surprising if he hit something like that that damaged one of the wheels.
Is the motorcycle officer still around, or did he back off after the patrol car came?
No, he's hanging out
there he is.
Oh, there's another patrol car. That's good.
Yeah, he's
not giving up the chase.
Yeah, so we got. Yeah, and now you can see
look at
we've got a unit back there that looks like they're running a traffic break. So we got quite a few units involved here now. So this will keep everyone else out of the way if he decides to go, if this ends in a crash or just however it ends, if they get out and run around on the freeway. They were talking about being prepared for that if the suspect got out and ran. But getting back almost up to highway speeds here, so still going, but probably not going to be able to get up to those speeds that we saw earlier. Now the car appears to be handicapped at this point.
And he still seems to be running into more traffic.
Yeah.
There. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I'm saying he must have. I wonder if he must have hit something in the shoulder when he was driving like that caught his tire, because They didn't end up doing a spike. They are notifying Ontario PD right now in case he gets, off the freeway and runs. So they want them to be in the area too. But I mean, the best thing that happened is he drove like that, lost his tire, and that's at least slowing him down. It's
got to end soon, right? If he only has 3 tires.
Yeah, and I can't. I mean, I don't know, Des, if we can maybe look at the other side when you guys are able to. But yeah, I'm curious. We haven't seen any sparks or any smoke coming out yet, so I'm curious as to what the condition of that tire is or how it's looking. But it can't go on forever. Oh, good, and more shoulder driving. Maybe he'll lose more.
Ontario Airport here. Yeah, once we get past Ontario Airport, we'll see if we can.
Oh, that's right. You're just to the north of that.
South side of this, but.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
3 tires, and look at him. He's
right there.
Still trying to cut across traffic.
You see the coordination there with CHP, another unit there that's ready to jump into this if need be. So, yeah, fairly usual traffic here as we're crossing underneath the 15 freeway. Always have a shuffle getting through that interchange. And let's see now, well, the right lanes will take us to the 15, but he's calling back over. Let's see if maybe tries a little last-second maneuver like so many of these suspects do, but looks like they're going to be sticking with the eastbound 10.
Palm Springs
or
Vegas.
Stop and go traffic here that they're going to encounter. Yep, exactly. So, yeah, Palm Springs, Arizona, maybe Coachella. Let's see how far the suspect goes and how much this Kia still has left in it. With only 3 tires. I mean, you would think that. I mean, it's obviously should bring an end to this pursuit sooner rather than later, but we have seen some pursuits where you just cannot believe how long these suspects can go when they're down 1 or even 2 tires, just driving down to the brake caliper and until the car literally will not go forward anymore. So it just depends on how far this suspect is willing to take it, and so far they are still willing to take it here as we get deeper into the Inland Empire now into San Bernardino County.
Well, at least now that there's that patrol car behind this person, at least other drivers have a better indication that someone's coming.
Yep, and here we go. We're getting, looks like suspect might be on the phone there, maybe talking on the speakerphone. Who knows? We just saw his arm kind of coming up right there, but getting a pretty decent look there at the suspect, and you can see it definitely looks like just the one person. Don't see anyone in the passenger seat.
So casual about it.
Yeah, very casual. Yeah, even when it was up to 120 miles an hour, he was driving pretty casually, pretty crazy. And I mean, just all the damage, all of the havoc that the suspect has already wreaked on everyone else. Fortunately, just property damage at this point, but still, I mean, already ruined several people's afternoons here as we just continue deeper and deeper into the IE.
Yeah, especially the person whose car this belongs to. So we're still saying, yeah, stolen vehicle. Right?
Yeah,
That's how this happened.
Yeah, still stolen, and we're east of the 15 now, still on the 10. They got a CHP fixed wing that's up there, and we still have the LA Sheriff's helicopter still down there too, even though we're obviously not in LA County anymore. I was trying to see if 40 King's coming, but I don't see 40 King up anywhere. But they do have the CHP fixed wing is overhead, and LA Sheriff's helicopter is still down low. Oh, here comes Ontario PD, may come to relieve the LA Sheriff's helicopter, because they're coming up out of upland, or Cable rather, is where they're coming from. But yeah, I mean, he's still up at 80 miles an hour almost, even though he's only got 3 good tires. Des, couldn't tell. Did you? I don't know if it was the front tire or the rear tire that he lost. Did you tell?
I think it was the rear. Not positive. We're still restricted on the north side of the 10 right now because of Ontario's approach pattern here. But yeah, so we're pretty deep into the IE now in a construction zone as well, where it looks like they're widening the freeway. I mean, we may have some pretty free flow traffic, but there's still going to be a lot of volume out here. I mean, the suspect's still going to have to be zigging and zagging if they want to maintain this flow of traffic the way they are going, 85. At CHP, look, they are right there with them. They are totally locked in on this pursuit. And just from speaking from experience, I mean, definitely one of the worst things this suspect could do was try to get involved with any of the agencies in the Inland Empire, because they are definitely tend to be the most aggressive in all of Southern California. And, they are showing it right now. I mean, now that they are locked in, they look like they are pretty well committed to bringing this to an end, however that comes to an end.
I'm just waiting for this. Well, they're not doing it now. Thought he might try to find the next exit to get off the freeway with that tire being gone, but no, he's right back in the middle of traffic there.
He's pretty committed to the freeway.
Yeah, it's probably, I mean, this is, you know, we kind of see this with people who they get off on surface streets, they don't know where they're going, they end up in a cul-de-sac and a dead end, which would be great, but, you know, obviously the other downside of that is being on surface streets, there's pedestrians, there's, you know, bicyclists,
it's danger
there's
to pedestrians.
all kinds of things. So as dangerous as he's been on the freeway, when you weigh the, you know, options here, it's almost better that he's on the freeway instead of on the surface streets causing all that damage.
And panicking.
Right.
Especially when he's going as slow as he is now. So
Yeah.
that's a good sign.
Yeah, for sure.
More
and just,
traffic.
Yeah, weaving through that. You know, they got the patrol car there now finally behind him. I haven't heard anything about, you know, them trying to spike strip or anything like that. I'm sure they're slightly relieved that he lost a tire because obviously at some point, you know, that'll go down to the rims and the brake calipers and then it'll fail. But unfortunately, he's still got a, you know, pretty good control of that car and is able to still move at some pretty decent speeds, even with the loss of that one tire for sure.
Yeah, I thought you said it that you're surprised it hasn't sparked by now.
Yeah, I mean,
We
it
haven't
depends.
seen sparks.
It's hard because we haven't gotten to see it yet, so it's hard to know how much of it has worn down from the pavement yet. And as Desmond mentioned, the approach to the Ontario airport is just on the other side of where he's at, so we can't get to the south side of the 10 just yet until we get a little bit further away from Ontario. But yeah, you know, it depends on how much tire, how much rubber they lost, and you know how much it's rubbing against the ground.
I was going to say, well, he doesn't appear to be going on the shoulder anymore, but or the median, but he just did. He just swerved in there and he's picking up his speed again. So it's hard to predict what he's going to do. Every time it seems like he's slowing down or it's calming down a little bit, he picks back up.
But the good thing is CHP is right behind him now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, and you know, as Des mentioned, I mean, the car's got, you know, some really unique markings. So even if they lose sight of them, it's, you know, it's going to be hard to dodge them on that one.
And they're getting close.
I know. I'm wondering. I mean, I can't imagine we'll see a pit maneuver at 50 miles an hour on the freeway, but he's inching. There's that motor unit. Still back there.
We need to get an interview with him.
Yeah. they don't get to do chases very often.
No. Okay, guys. What do you think's happening now, Des? Is that traffic or this car is really now sputtering?
No, he's just slowing way down here. There's no one in front of him here. But, I mean, we have seen him slow down before. But no doubt the vehicle is really struggling. And I just get the impression that this suspect is just kind of doing the run-the-clock-out thing. Let's just drag this out as long as humanly possible and before the inevitable. I mean, yeah, we are nearly at a stop right now. So let's see. Now CHP is going to have to stop everyone behind him, so that's going to be, you know, another aggravation for drivers. All right, and just like that,
all done.
I guess he had his fun. He decided he had ruined enough people's afternoons with the property damage, and now the traffic mess that he's going to cause, and the tire probably given out, and that's that. So, you know, at least this didn't end in a crash or anything, and the one person in the vehicle, CHP, will be coming and taking him in handcuffs soon. And
I think the motorcycle officer should cuff him. He should have the honor.
He put in all the work.
Yeah.
No, he definitely deserves to be the one to come in and slap the cuffs on him here. Let's see if that is indeed what happens. As he otherwise obeying commands after all that, you know, it's just like, what was the point? It was just let's just drag this out as long as possible, and indeed he is the one. Looks like he's going to be putting the cuffs on here.
Here we go.
All right. So eastbound 10 at Citrus, going to start to see some really heavy traffic backing up here, but the pursuit comes to an end with no crashes, no injuries, just a big nasty traffic jam here headed into San Bernardino.
Well, it ended well, actually, since we didn't have any any accidents, except you know, well, there was some damage to the vehicle and to a couple other people's vehicle.